I am hesitant to say Happy New Year because we, the people in Orungo, are in a very somber mind. Somber because last evening, one of us lost life. Police has confirmed that the one who lost life is by the names of Saidi Etero, a young man from within Orungo constituency, coming from a village called Ilelo. We are saddened because any life is valuable and any loss touches all of us because as a family we look out for one another. So the loss of Saidia Teru is very sad for us all. It is, however, important for us to reflect how did we degenerate to that sad incident which I am referring to that occurred yesterday. It has a history, but I want to specifically refer to the events of yesterday, the 1st of January 2026. About this time yesterday, people in Apasi requested me to give them a music system so that they would celebrate 1st of January in joy and happiness. I obliged. The music system arrived in Apasi at about 6:30 in the evening yesterday. I was prepared to go and join these people in the merrymaking they had organized for themselves. However, a good Samaritan did caution me that going there was most unlikely to be safe for me because there were plans to hurt and harm me. But since I had already made a commitment to go and join the people, I took the precaution of sending my security detail to secure the ground before my arrival. I have now learned that shortly before they arrived, a vehicle, a canter, arrived in Apasi, ferrying between 30 to 50 people. In that vehicle, there were sticks, there were stones, and I have also been informed some had knives. As soon as they arrived, the palpable tension within Apasi developed. The group which arrived in a canter vehicle belonged to supporters of candidate Teddy Anyu. They set up a parallel music system to the one which was going on. But it did not attract sufficient numbers of people to enjoy the music they were playing. So they shifted it from the original position to a position nearer to the system which the people had requested me to provide, which was already praise music. One of the individuals who had come in this vehicle then approached particularly the music organizers of the system I had taken to a pass. I do not want to bother you with the details of that approach, but what it entailed was a kind of an attempt for confrontation. The young man whom they had accosted refrained and was pulled away by his colleagues with a warning that do not engage these people. They are carrying a knife. They may harm you. And indeed, he pulled away. One of his colleagues, by the names of Ben Erimu, then appealed to the late, who had been in the forefront of accosting his colleague, and appealed to him to play it cool. After all, they were here to enjoy. But it seemed he had already had made up a mind to cause problems. And so, immediately, they got involved in a physical confrontation. As they were pushing and pulling one another, that is when the security detail arrived, and the soldiers sought to bring calm in that situation that had started developing into a very physical confrontation. The attention of the colleagues of the late, including the late, shifted to the soldiers, and they immediately started pelting them with stones. They even went further to attempt to grab a gun from one of the soldiers. In that confusion, one, Irimuben, was hit with a stone on the mouth, and his mouth was split. Because of the severity of the strike, he fainted. One of the boys who had come together with the late sought now to finish Ben. So he picked a big stick and wanted to smash his head. His friend then fell on him to protect him, and he took the brunt of the hit which was aimed at Ben's head. Both Ben and his friend were therefore disabled. They needed immediate medical attention. And indeed, their colleagues who were reveling with them carried them away from the scene where they had been left lying almost lifeless. The struggle continued for the rifle, and it was in the process of fighting for the rifle that a bullet was discharged, which was fatal. It went through the chest of the late Said Eteru, and I believe that is what caused his death. The postmortem will, of course, be able to establish exactly. It is important for us to ask a few questions. If the people of Apasi requested me to provide them with music, and they were already enjoying music, what then was the counter vehicle carrying 30 to 50 people armed with sticks and stones coming to do? If they wanted to join, why did they come carrying sticks and stones? Two, where did this vehicle therefore originate from? And who owns this vehicle? By any means, a responsible person owning a vehicle will always want to know where the vehicle is going and what for what purpose. So the owner of this vehicle should explain how the vehicle left his or her compound with young men armed with stones, armed with sticks. I believe you've been to the site yourselves. You have seen that vehicle. You have seen the pile of sticks in the vehicle. You have seen the stones in the vehicle. You have also seen the damage inflicted on the soldiers, on their bodies, as well as the damage inflicted on the vehicles, the government property they were using. Now, these questions are important to be answered because they will help us to understand why what happened did happen. As we establish those facts, I want to once again express my deepest unhappiness, my deepest pain that a young man has lost his life. I want therefore to use this opportunity to appeal particularly to the political leaders to prevail on their supporters, to ensure that their supporters are calm, their supporters maintain discipline, and that they desist from provocation and violence. It does not help us here in Orungo if in the process of us seeking the mandate of the people, many of these people get affected and some of them even lose lives. So I want to repeat my clarion call, which I have always made anyway during the political rallies I have held, that let us maintain peace, let us maintain calm. Politics will come and go. We will stay here as the people of Orungo. Finally, I want to express my condolences to the family of the deceased. May the, may the Almighty receive his soul and place it in eternal peace. Thank you for giving this opportunity to make this statement.